everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna review 6 more brand new cards of the upcoming expansion, Knights of the Frozen Throne. And I'm gonna kick off this video with the first card, Nerubian Unraveler. It is a 6 mana 5/5 neutral minion with the effect spells cost 2 more. So it is basically a poor man's Lothep. It is an epic card, which is kind of interesting for Arena. The card is not too flashy. It is a neutral minion. I think it is one of the slightly better cards. This might actually see play. Spells costing 2 more compared to 5 more is a huge deal, but this is a permanent effect. So as long as this guy is alive, spells cost 2 more. So it is a very unique effect and a cool effect. I think this card will see play if it sees any play in a more aggressive decks, because aggressive decks wanna flood the board with stuff and lock out the opponent from playing removals. And if you think about, if you have a board and you play this on 6 or you coin this out, then the brawl costs suddenly 7 mana, and if you have an already established board and your opponent plan to brawl and suddenly he can't do it anymore, that might actually be a big deal. So I think this might see play. The next card we have is Blood Razor. It is a warrior weapon. Battle Cry and Death Rattle deal 1 damage to all minions. So I've seen very mixed opinions about this card so far, mainly because of the attack power of this card. Compared to Deathbite, it has way less attack. So people are very critical towards this card, because with Deathbite you could take out almost every 4-drop and then take out almost every 5-drop afterwards. I don't think this card is too bad because of the double whirlwind effect. You have a lot of ways to utilize those whirlwind effects in control warrior decks. You can draw cards, multiple cards from Acolyte of Pain. You can buff yourself, like you can gain a lot of life through Armor Smiths. You can combine this with Sleep with the Fishes. You can take out a lot of boards with this card. And the history has shown that we have played almost any weapon in the history of Hearthstone. Just look at the current meta. We are playing Rallying Blade, which is just strictly worse Fiery War Axe in Paladin. In almost every Paladin archetype right now. In Hunter we used to play Eagleholm Bow even without secrets. Just in Shaman we play Jade Claws. You know, there's a lot of weapons we play that don't seem that strong, just because weapons in general are very, very powerful Hearthstone cards. So I'm pretty sure we will see this card being played in some warrior decks. And yeah, I'm excited to play this card myself. The next card we have is actually a much weaker weapon. It is the Shaman weapon, Icebreaker, 3 mana, 1/3. Destroy any frozen minion damaged by this. We can't talk about this card too much yet, because obviously there's not many ways for a Shaman to freeze a minion in the first place. We have Frost Shock, which is actually one of the very worst Hearthstone cards that you can play in your deck, and not many other ways to actually freeze a minion. You can play a Frost Elemental, which is another bad card. So this card as a standalone, even if this card would cost 1 mana, we would not play this in any deck. But I have a slight guess that the Shaman Hero card will freeze minions. Maybe you will get a hero power to freeze something every turn. And if you can freeze something every turn with your hero power, then maybe you play this card because you would always kill something and this suddenly becomes powerful. But for now this card is garbage and would not see any play, so I don't even want to get into it too much. The next card we have is actually a very exciting one. It is the Mountain Fire Armor. It is a 3 mana 4/3 warrior class card and Death Rattle. And the effect is, if this card dies in your opponent's turn, gain 6 armor. And this is actually a very interesting card. So it has many uses. There's a lot of I have a guess that there will be a lot of cards that give you like random Death Rattle minions, and it's gonna be interesting to get this card from like random effects. But on top of it, it is a warrior class card, and this boosts obviously ends off, and the effect is very interesting because obviously when you play a minion, your opponent wants to kill it, but you really don't want to kill this card on the opponent's turn. So you can really like use this card for very efficient trading. If your opponent decides to kill it, like he gets hugely punished by just healing you for 6. A very exciting card, very interesting effect. I'm really looking forward to it. Right now, I don't know if you would play this, because you would probably prefer playing the Ravaging Ghouls and Stonehill Defenders in the current warrior decks. But if Enzo Warrior or like the new Hero Warrior deck, whatever it's gonna be, is viable, maybe we will see this card be. Interesting card for sure. I have to give it more thinking about like how good this effect really is. If this card would have Taunt, then it would be absolutely crazy, but since your opponent can just ignore it, I can't really say for sure how good this effect is going to be. The next card we have is a Rogue class card. It is the Plague Scientist. It is a 3 mana 2/3 combo, give a friendly minion poisonous. So on paper it is a good card. You have something on the board, let's say a Swashbuckler pulls out the Patches, and then you combo this with this card, and this Patches is suddenly poisonous, and bam, takes out the big minion. The thing with Rogue right now is that Rogue is actually very good proactive or reactionary 3 mana cards. You have the SI7 agents, and you don't even play them in all decks right now. You have the One Cleaves. Rogue has access to a lot of good cards. Rogue has like other issues. Rogue really lacks in survivability. And Rogue has also good tools to take out big minions with the Wildspine Slayer. So it is a good card, but it might still not see any play, just because Rogue has a lot of good cards actually that see no play. So definitely a cool card, I like it. I like the artwork, especially on this card, it looks really badass. Good card, might not see play. The final card of this video is Prince Taldaram. Oh my god, that was so funny seeing all the comments about this card. But before I get into that, it is a 3 mana 3/3 battle cry. If your deck has no free cost cards to transform into a 3/3 copy of a minion. I had to reread this text like 10 times before I finally got it. It is basically a budget faceless manipulator with a very, very hard condition, and I was looking quickly over every single class if you can afford to not play 3 mana cards. I think the closest to not playing any 3 mana cards, the class that is the closest to it, I would be Druid right now. But almost every other class is so stacked, like you really, like for example in Paladin you have to cut Stonehill Defenders, which are insane. In Shaman the same pretty much, and Mana Tides and whatnot. Every class has very powerful 3 mana cards right now, so it's a huge drawback to play this in your deck. And the upside is to just have a cheap faceless manipulator. This card is pretty bad. We might get like a legendary card that requires you, like enables you like a crazy effect if you have Prince cards in your deck. That could be the case, and in that case this card might be insane. We will see. Pretty underwhelming so far. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next cards tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna make these videos daily. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace.